Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Deck Tech. I'm Jake Freedom. First off, I'd like to say I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. I know I did. I still got one to go yet. Sometimes we do 5 in the year, and it gets to be a little much. We got one to go, so I'm kind of excited about that to kind of be done with the Christmas and then on to the New Year there. So in this episode here, I think, what are we in? Episode 5 or 6? Somewhere right around there. We're going to play around with a mono ruby deck with a lot of artifacts in it, and going to try to take advantage of one of the new cards that came out, Rocket Ranger. And the deck is doing okay. It seems like the only time the deck actually fails me is if I get shorted on shards or if I get flooded, which is, everybody can go through that and, have that issue there. So other than that, it seems pretty solid. If you have the shards and the resources out there, it seems like you can answer to just about anything that gets thrown your way. So without further delay here, let's go ahead and create a brand new deck. And I'm just going to call him Mono Ruby Art Deck. Okay. So, like I said, being mono ruby, we're going to have 25 ruby shards in the deck there. So let's just go ahead and get those out of the way real quick here. I wish there was an easier way to add these. Maybe, like a right-click, double-click or something. Just type in the amount you want so you have to click on them so many darn times. I don't know. Maybe they'll come up with something like that in the future. Anyway, okay, got the shards out of the way. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab 2 bottled Viteas. Basically this card here is for a little bit of health gain. If we're, running a little short on some health, or if we need need to gain a charge, something along those lines. Plus it's an artifact. It's an easy cheap card to get out onto the actual playing field. Plus it gives us some card draw too. So let's go ahead and just grab 2 of these. Next card we're going to get is a control card, and I love this card a whole heck of a lot. It's the Chaos Key. Chaos Key can pretty much deal with anything, whether it be a troop, artifact, constant. It is really a great card here. It is expensive to actually use, cheap to play, but it's in the deck here for some control. If you wanted to look at it, this deck here could be like somewhat of a control deck. Maintain the board state, so you're not getting pounded all the time by the opponent there, and then slowly kind of work him down. It's definitely not a fast kill deck or anything like that. It's just kind of more of a monotone, slow paced, keep control and then just whittle your opponent down slowly. So after we got the Chaos Key there, we're going to go and grab the Dwarven Turbine. Again, it's another artifact. I got 2 of these in the deck. They, other than them, making another, what do I want to say here? Writing another artifact. They serve absolutely no purpose other than to have artifacts on the table. And the only time I ever use this here is, with the Ivory Pawn, which we'll get to, and then also the Volcannon. I figured since we're playing kind of a heavy artifact deck with the Ruby Shard here, take advantage of the Rocket Ranger, we might as well pull the Volcannon in here since it relies on, dwarves or robots, and you'll see how that all comes into play here in just a little minute, in a couple minutes here. So, Dwarven robot, what is this here? That's Dwarven armory. We don't want that. What's going on here? I think I messed up. Oh, I'm sorry. That's just come up there. Never mind. Get myself all confused here. So anyway, Dwarven Turbine. We got 2 of those there. Next card we're going to get here is Eternal Guardian. I seem to have to put this card here in the deck a lot, and that is if you can maintain long enough and you're just not, and you're getting really low, and the other side of the board there's really beating on you, and you're quite a ways into the game, and you have the 8 resources to play, throw this guy out there to help you buy some time at least. So I usually like to have one of him in the deck here just because he likes, like I said, you prevent all damage to yourself and other troops. Maybe you can buy yourself some time, if things aren't going quite your way there. So the next card we're going to get is Ivory Pawn, and this is just for artifacts, and also it does give you some health gain. So if you have 2 of these guys out, which we're actually going to have 3 in the deck, and then you have 2 of the Dwarven Turbines, you can gain some health just by readying the artifact again. Okay, so after that we're going to get Sappers Charge. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called, isn't it? Just take a look here. I think I spelled... No, that's right. Sappers Charge. I think I forgot the comma in there. So this one here, deal 2 damage to a troop for the cost of 2 resources. It's right on par, I think. It's really cheap to get out. And again, it's, to have an artifact out on the table for when we pull Rocket Ranger out, because Rocket Ranger builds upon having different artifacts 2, 4, or 6. So let's go ahead and put 3 of these in the deck. And next card we're going to look at is going to be Turreted Wall. This card here, I think it could be replaced with something. It's not bad, it can certainly be, it's certainly a blocker, and then it also deals 1 damage at the start of your turn. So it's not bad. It's a little expensive, but consider it can only block. But it is an artifact, and that's what we're looking for. So we only have 1. We'll put that there. And the next one here, which is going to help us out with the Volcannon, is the Worker Bot Factory. I put 2 of these in the deck here, and basically, for the cost of 2 resources, create a Worker Bot and put it into play. Now, if you have these out there and you have a lot of resources, you can go ahead and do this, ready it again with the Dwarven Turbine, then play it again, so you can get 2 or 4 Worker Bots out there. And then, when it comes around to the Volcannon, you can start doing damage that way. Granted, the Volcannon only does 3, but if we have enough things out on the table, we can certainly start doing a lot of damage. And again, like I said, it's not a fast deck to kill your opponent or get him down on his health. It's just kind of a slow, methodical type of deck. So, okay, we got 2 of those. Next one is just going to be Bombsmith. Bombsmith, he does come in kind of handy, especially if your opponent's throwing out the 1 health cards, or if you got something, if you have 2 of these and you can throw 2 of them down, they'll each deal a damage. I find it kind of useful. If you got kind of a hype, if you only got this in your hand, and maybe you got a burn in your hand, you throw this guy down, do 1 damage, throw the burn down, do 2 more damage, get a 3 health card off the table. And you're actually only using 1 card. You're only using the burn card, and you still have the Bombsmith on the actual table there. So I like it. So we'll go ahead and grab 2 of those. And next card we're going to get here is Burn, and we're going to put 2 burns in the deck. And then Burn to the Ground is another one we're going to get, and we're going to put 2 of those in the deck. And then we're going to grab Ragefire, and we're going to run 4 Ragefires. And let's see, after Ragefire, we're going to get our Rocket Ranger. We're going to run 3 Rocket Rangers. And like I said, this guy is based off of artifacts here. So while you control 2 more artifacts, this dude gets Flight. 4 or more, he gets +2/+2. If you have 6 or more, he also deals an additional 4 damage to the target opposing champion. I think he has a little bit of a bug in him. If you don't have the 6, they still make you select the champion, even though he's not dealing that 4. But the card does work when you have 6 or more troops out, or 6 more artifacts under your control. So let's just go ahead and grab 3 of him. And after Rocket Ranger, we're going to do Ruby Lance. Ruby Lance, again, is just for some control. He's not really... he can play him early, if you have only, 3 threshold there. Like I said, he deals 1 damage for each threshold you have. So if you play him late game and you got, 8, 9, 10 threshold there, he can be pretty powerful for the cost of 3. So we run 2 of him. After Ruby Lance, let's go ahead and throw a Scrap Welder in there. And the Scrap Welder here is when this troop enters play. If you control an artifact, this troop gets +3/+0 flight and speed this turn. So I think he's pretty good for what he can get if you have artifacts out there. And most of the time you will when you play this guy, because other than that, a 4 cost 2/2 is absolutely horrible. So we'll put one of him, and the next one is going to be the Volcannon. I'm going to run one Volcannon, and that should put us at our 60 right there, and it does. Okay, and then the champion that we're going to select is, what is it, Poca, the Conflagrater? I think that's her name. Let's see. Poca, the Conflagrater. Conflagrater, something like that. Anyway, she creates a Blaze Elemental. What is it? A 3/1 Blaze Elemental with speed. So that's the champion that I have been running with this one here. The other one's just target troop gets +3/+0. It's not really a troop heavy deck, so that one didn't make any sense to me. Deal damage to the target troop equal to your highest cost among artifacts you control. This one would probably be an option if it worked. Maybe later on when they fix him, maybe you can switch the champion to this guy here. But at the time right now he doesn't work, so Poca works pretty good for now. So we'll select that, and we'll go ahead and save the deck. Like I said, that's the mono ruby / artifact mildly controlled deck there. Go ahead and give it a whirl. With sideboards, I don't really create sideboards here in the deck tech. I think it's up to the end user who's using the deck and what they want to swap it in and out there. But if I were to make any modifications to the deck, which I have when I first originally started messing around with it, I don't know what I took in or put out or anything like that, or put into the deck and what I took out. I'm not sure. The only one I could really see is maybe the turreted wall, swapping that out for something else. I don't know. I kind of like it because, he's a blocker and he's got, 5 toughness, so he's a little bit, he's a little trickier to kill, but like I said, it's entirely up to you. So hopefully you like the deck here, and go ahead and give it a whirl. Like the video. If you want to see more of these, go ahead and click subscribe, and I'll have another video for you soon.